Hey friends, welcome back to the Bald Booktuber. My name is Scott. Today I thought we would take a look at some of the annoying things about e-reading that I have to deal with and perhaps other digital readers have to deal with. I was inspired to do this video today due to the video that Bryce over at Shelf Center did about 9 things that only a reader would understand. And it was a very good video, but many of his things don't really apply to me as a primarily digital reader. So I thought I would just quickly talk about 5 things that as a digital first reader are annoying to me. And I thought we'd start with a pretty basic one, which is that sometimes the ebook and or the audiobook of a particular book is unavailable. Either it hasn't been produced yet or it will never be produced, which is not awesome. So common with this are things like older books that I would have to find in paperback and or hardcover because the ebooks were never produced and or audiobooks were never produced. Or a series that I have a ton of interest in, like Janie Wertz's Wars of Light and Shadow, which doesn't have any audiobooks until very late in the series. So I think of the 10 books, only 1 or 2 of them have an audiobook, which annoys me significantly. My second pain point is fairly closely related to the first one, and for that one, what we have is the audiobooks and or ebooks have been produced, but they are locked by region. So being here in the States, if I were, say, in the UK, I would have easy access to getting those audiobooks and ebooks, but since I'm not, I'm locked out of purchasing them. So common here are things like Ian M. Banks's Culture series, where most of the series is available here in the States, ebook and audiobook, but not all of it. So for whatever reason, due to publishing rights and so forth, I can't get everything that I want to. So very, very annoying. Next up on the hit list is when a narrator changes or multiple narrators change throughout the course of a series. I really like consistency in my narrators, as I believe most audiobook listeners do prefer that. So this is keeping me from starting something like The Saxon Tales by Bernard Cornwell. It's 13 or 14 books, and I think it uses like 4 or 5 different narrators. So the consistency just isn't there. And when the first narrator they use is someone as good as Jonathan Keeble, it's particularly infuriating because I know how good he is, and I wish that he had been used for the entire series. I'm sure some of the other people are fine, but I want the best of the best. I don't want fine. All right, our next pain point is increasing price points of ebooks in particular. And here, this is, I'm as big a capitalist as anybody. I believe in supply and demand, and I do know that ebook demand is going up, but the supply is limitless. There should be no reason that ebooks should be increased in price this much. I still think they should all be $9.99 or significantly less. But do me a favor and go out to Amazon and take a look at the ebook versus the hardcover cost for Stephen King's Fairy Tale. The ebook is actually more expensive at present than the hardcover, and I don't understand how that's possible. The ebook is $16.99. The hardcover is something like $16.50. I'll put a graphic on the screen as of today to show that I'm not making it up. Why would a digital object be more expensive than the physical object it is representing? That makes 0 sense and needs to be corrected. And our final one here, and this one is particularly annoying to somebody like me that loves immersion reading. Sometimes, but we don't know when and why, sometimes an audiobook is published without Whispersync capabilities. And if you don't know what Whispersync is, it's the technology that allows Amazon to keep track of your place between an ebook and an audiobook. It also is the technology that allows immersion reading to take place natively on a device such as an iPhone or a Kindle Fire. And when that Whispersync is not enabled for whatever reason by the publisher, those features aren't available. And it wouldn't be a big deal if this happened, once in a while with, authors I didn't care about. But when you have a mega author like Brandon Sanderson just publish book 4 and the final book of Mistborn Era 2, The Lost Metal, and it's not Whispersync enabled, that is infuriating. I did complain to Audible about it. I know it's not their fault. They did credit me $10 to use on their platform, which is a credit to them, and I appreciate. And it wasn't their fault, but they chose to fix it in terms of that courtesy. But I don't understand why that is just not a given that Whispersync is always enabled. But in any case, I know this was a short one. Probably these concerns are applicable to only me, but I thought it would be kind of fun to take a look at some of the digital problems that I run into as a primarily ebook reader and audiobook listener. If you've listened this far, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And as always, publication order always, my friends.